There's a new sheriff in town, and what a lot of people are wondering is, are we going to get any relief when it comes to new car prices? Well, there's a lot of factors that come into play here. And on the campaign trail, President Trump has always talked about, yes, I'm going to lower interest rates. We're going to create more jobs. We're going to build, baby, build, right? So they're saying, we're going to produce a lot more vehicles. We're going to build a lot more houses. I'm going to deregulate things and make stuff easier for manufacturers to build in the United States, make it cheaper to build in the United States. All of that is great. But here's the problem. If you look at the past 5 years, let's just talk about first the average brand new car price. So in 2019, the average new price was about $36,000, give or take. Well, cut to 2022, and the average new car price was $49,705, from $36,000 to $49,705 in under 3 years. And now, with things stabilizing, right, and inflation is under control, as they say, we're still at 48,000, like 800 and some odd dollars. So we've gone down maybe $1,000 when we had a $13,000 increase. That math doesn't really add up to savings in anybody's pocket. And the biggest factor here is what is being produced now. In 2019, there were countless vehicles that were $25,000 or less, right? Today, there are 78% fewer vehicles being made that cost $25,000 or less. Vehicles that are above $60,000 has increased from 2019 to 2024, 169%. So the president is going to have to get with a bunch of corporations and convince them to work harder for far less money and sell more units and, spur more and more and more demand, meanwhile making less and less and less profit. They're not going to do that. I hate to say it, but those gains, people don't want to give those back outside of some major calamity. But most of all, they're not going to stop making huge, massively expensive vehicles that they have such a massive profit on. And then you're left with, well, what choice do I have? Like when you only have insanely expensive options, you're going to buy a car that's insanely expensive. And another thing is they're trying to talk about cutting interest rates even more, right? Well, what happened when we did that the first time and everybody had cheap and free money? They got wasted on it and they just kept partying. And yeah, supply was down and everything like that, but that wasn't the biggest factor. It was, now I'm rich. I can buy whatever I want. I don't give a crap about prices because I have a 1% interest rate, and my payment on an 84-month term is, only about $900 now. So yeah, of course I'm going to buy this $70,000, $80,000 car because I don't care. That will happen instantly. Anybody who thinks anything different, they are a fool. Trust me, you cannot give people free stuff and expect a good outcome. Not gonna happen, right? Like it's just 0.0 chance of that ending well. So the talk of bringing back 1% interest rates and 2% interest rates is not a good idea in the slightest. For prices anyways. If you want a bunch of cheap money, then great. and trying to think that you're going to be able to convince manufacturers to reduce their prices by 30 and 40% to line up with where things should have been, that's a pipe dream. Just not going to happen. So what do I think is going to happen? Well, you do have people like Elon Musk who's lowering his own pricing and everything like that, but believe it or not, his influence is not huge when it comes to the overall vehicle market. He's not controlling prices. He's controlling EV prices, which you see the demand for EVs. People don't want them. And yeah, well, it'll grow over time, and they're selling more and so on. But at the end of the day, people still don't want some insanely expensive EV that's just not convenient and all these other things, right? There's too much to talk about when it comes to that. So Elon Musk is not going to save the day and drive down prices by, 30 and 40% where they should be. Manufacturers are not going to grow a heart. Other countries are not going to import vehicles here because of, obviously, they're going to face tariffs here pretty soon, most likely. So they're not going to be importing any cheap vehicles. They're going to import only super expensive vehicles. And then you're going to be left with what? The supply that is insanely expensive, and you've got no choice but to spend a shit pot of money if you want a new vehicle. I think that if anything, prices will stabilize over the next 5 years, but they will remain high. I hate to say that. Will demand go down? Oh yeah. Yeah, demand will go down. It's going down now. Does that drive prices down? I'd like to, at one point I would say yes, it does. But from what I've seen, no manufacturers are lowering prices. They're throwing a little bit of money on the hood. These people had made so much money over the past 5 years that they can sit on this inventory. They don't care. They would rather do that than give you something dirt cheap, or give you like a really fair deal. I've seen dealerships that would rather close operations and sell off everything than cut people deals. I've literally watched it with my own 2 eyes. Think about that. So that's the mindset of the dealer networks. That's the mindset of the manufacturers. Who loses there? The buyer. I hate to say it, folks, and I know that, people talk smack to me about, the negativity on your channel and everything like that. I'm just telling you guys the truth. I don't have a whole heck of a lot of faith in corporate America or the government. So, I don't know. I hope I am dead wrong and everybody gets a great deal on a car or truck or whatever it is that you want. And we can all, put all this stuff behind us and live a happy day, right? Put in the comments what you all think. And please like, subscribe, share the video, do all that other stuff. And if you agree with me, great. If you disagree with me, even better, write a comment down there and say, hey, you're wrong. And we can all learn something together. All right? Thanks for watching. We will see ya.